Hey, welcome to the Integrate This EdTech podcast. I'm David Berner, joined by Stephanie Howell. Very excited to have Stephanie on. Stephanie's the education strategist for School AI. She's been on the podcast before.
Yeah.
We got a chance to talk. And so let's talk about ISTE first, real quick, because it's the last day.
Yeah,
right?
it's the last day. We made it.
Yeah, and while it was refreshing and great and everything, we're hitting the downslope, right?
Yeah.
But as you went through the conference and everything, how was your experience the whole time?
My conference experience was amazing. It's great to see people that you talk to virtually or Marco Polo each other back and forth. And so seeing those folks in person, in real time, and like hugging them and touching them, that sounds really bad. But, just being able to see people is a whole new experience. And that's just what fires me up about ISTE is those connections. And a lot of people are coming to ISTE. And so this is like the conference if you want to see all your people.
Yeah, and that's like for us too. I mean, we only met online.
Yeah.
So it was nice to actually be in person, know that we're each real human
it's like,
beings.
oh, you're not AI.
Yeah,
you're
right,
not a robot.
exactly. Yeah. How many years have you been coming to ISTE?
Since 2018.
Okay.
So the first one was Chicago.
Same
was
as
that
Jeremy.
you? Yeah, same as, okay, awesome. And then with Chicago, I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Thinking back, and like the layout of Chicago was a little different. Also, the session rooms would fill up. And so I'd be waiting in line. Where here, I felt like I was able to get in most sessions, which was really appreciated because in Chicago, you were waiting if you wanted to go to like a session. And it was just not fun waiting in line.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, and at that time, were you doing sessions?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
Just attending.
Yeah, it was the year that we won ISTE's Distinguished District.
Mm.
And so we were going to get the award. My boss has gone for years, and I was new to the role. I was right out of the classroom, and so I was like, what are these people, and why are they so excited?
Yeah, right. And now like you're doing sessions and
Yeah.
you're in the expo hall,
Yeah.
right? Can you talk a little bit about the sessions that you did while you were here? Any that you want to highlight?
Yeah, some of the sessions that I did, love the poster sessions because you have a giant poster that you get to make, and we print it off at Walgreens, and then you can present about it. So that session was all about Ethan Mollick's work and how he's using AI. And so like the 4 different phases of AI as a tutor, as a coach, as supporting student learning. And so really talking with people, because posters are where they come up to you, you have a conversation with them. And we were able to just kind of say, what's going on in your district with AI? And from there, we were able to have conversations of, the prompting. You can make it a coach if you prompt it this way. You can make it a tutor if you prompt it this way, in that kind of language. So that session was really cool, just hearing from other people and learning from others, and not just me presenting, but listening to what they're doing. And then I had a couple of different playground sessions. So those are kind of similar to posters, but you have a table. And so I'm sitting at a table with Greta, who's my co-presenter. And we're just kind of sharing different resources about visible learning. We talked about poetry and storytelling, which was really cool. We had a lot of STEM folks coming up, and we were like, do you use poetry with STEM? And they're like, no, but we want to. And so, that was kind of a cool way to kind of think through poetry and talking through that kind of work. Also had like the hour-long interactive sessions as well. So I did questions to creation, where we talked about how students will research in a school AI space. And then they take the research that they learned in that space from interviewing somebody, and then they apply it through creation using Adobe. So like Adobe podcasts or Adobe's like newsletter templates or videos. And so that was a fun one that I did with Melissa Kincaid. And then I did I'm going to say it wrong, Heart, Humor, and Hustle with Kat Crawford, who's the lunch lady, if you don't know that. And then Manny from Ed Puzzle as well. And so we were talking just about the heart that teachers put into teaching and sharing stories from our experience. And then we were kind of thinking through what was the hustle that we had to do, right? What was that hustle that we had to do? And then we shared as a group of their strategies that they were using too. So lots of different sessions, a busy conference, but it was really great just hearing from different people, and not just from the United States. There was a very large international presence this year from New Zealand and Egypt and the UK and all these different places. And so being able to hear their barriers, because one teacher, we were talking about parents and how they are working with others. And she's like, I can't even talk to my parents. It's a mentor that she has to go through. And I'm like, that's good and that's bad, right? Like that would be nice to not have to deal with parents all the time as an educator, but not being able to go directly to your parents, that's something that's an issue for her. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's super interesting. And I think they said it was like over 60 countries.
Oh,
Pretty sure
yeah,
on the graphic
I think so.
and the main
Yeah.
stage, right? I wanted to talk to you too about, so we had Thomas Riddle on
Oh, yes.
as well. And you were doing some interesting stuff with that. You had the book study that you were
Yeah.
doing, and then the Epcot thing,
Yes.
right? So
yes.
can you talk a little bit about that and like what you think of the book and all that?
Yeah, so we did a book study with Thomas Riddle, and he's incredible. And he does this whole Imagineering kind of world with Disney, and he just loves Disney. I am not a Disney fan, so I was like, okay, this sounds cool, right? Like, but then somebody on LinkedIn, because we were at South by, so it's a conference in Texas, and we were at this conference. That's where I met Thomas, and so lucky for that connection. And I think we took a picture with him and his book, and somebody was like, we should do a book study on this. And I'm a doer, so I'm like, let's do it. And so, you know, in a moment, we had a Google form, we had a WhatsApp group, we had a Google group, Google Classroom, everything was all set up. And so what was really cool about the book study is the WhatsApp group was like the community where people could chat and share like, hey, I'm trying this in my classroom, because a lot of it started back in April. So some people were able to still try what they were reading live in their schools and districts and their classrooms. And so we had some folks that could attend the live sessions, so there was bi-weekly sessions led by Tina. My kids were in soccer, so kids come first, not Thomas Riddle. And so with that, I was able to have an asynchronous group. And so what we did is we created AI spaces in School AI for people to process as they're reading at the end of those chapters, and then I was able to use the extension in School AI and partner people up. And so then people had a partner with talking points. So then they would message each other separately in WhatsApp, email, however they wanted to communicate on a Google Meet, and then they could continue that conversation with that other person. So it was more intimate and not just like everybody's on this WhatsApp group talking. So it was kind of cool to have the asynchronous piece, the live session, and then again, like that ongoing WhatsApp group with polls and everything to keep that engagement high.
Yeah, and then did the Epcot thing?
I did not do the Epcot
Okay,
thing.
so
I went to game night. I wanted to do Epcot, but School AI was sponsoring game night. So went over there and had some, I did not play any games though. I wish I did, but I was too tired.
That's all right, yeah. And can you talk a little bit too just about your role currently at School AI and the things you're working on?
Yeah, so at School AI, I'm an education strategist. So I support districts all over the country and world and region with AI implementation. So my job is supporting with the professional learning, but I also work with tech directors and curriculum directors on how are we going to implement School AI in their district. Every district is different. In Texas, they have huge districts. In Ohio, they have smaller districts. And so it's really trying to just build relationships, figure out, okay, what does this look like in our district? Where are teachers at in this district? And kind of customizing and creating an implementation plan that is aligned with their curriculum, their current resources. So it's not just one more thing, but it's enhancing what's already in place to support teachers with that personalized learning, feedback, whatever they need in that district to really support those needs.
Okay, great. And so I got one last question for you.
Yeah.
What type of things do you have coming, personally, events, social things, books, anything that you have, and socials to follow? What type of stuff do you have going on?
Yeah, I am on social media, so feel free to follow me. I'm probably the most active on LinkedIn, so feel free to reach out on there. I think you just search my name, Stephanie Howell. And then I also have a book coming out with Matthew Joseph and his publishing crew, so working through that book, getting all those writings out of my brain onto paper. And then also, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, living life, and soccer is coming up again soon, fall soccer, so that's what's going on with the family.
All right, great. Well, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Make sure you follow Stephanie on all the socials and check out the Integrate This podcast. Also, we did a full episode with Stephanie, so you can listen to that right now. That's already up. So thanks.